矢場ゲーミング所属、矢場我ユウカと申します。音大丈夫そうかな？うん。今日は、見ての通り社会科見学に来ました。なんかこう、結構なんかざっくりとしか知らないんだけど、一人のサラリーマンの目線になって一日を過ごすみたいな感じのゲーム？わかんない。らしいです。らしいですとか言って。ネロくん、ピピピちゃん、待機ありがとう。このゲーム好き？いいね。なんかさ、そう。結構なんかめたい話があるみたいな。あれだけは知ってる。それだけは、なんか事前情報で小耳に挟んでる。のとゆいなさん、今夜日。来てくれさってありがとうございます。とりあえずやるか。ほい。このロード画面さ、なんかどっから見たことあるなと思ったら、あれか。あれと同じ香りがする。なんだっけ。名前が思い出せない。目の錯覚使うゲーム。我が結構最初の方にやっとったパズルゲームかな？
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
作業員427番。
employee number
あ、
427.
こういう感じなの？
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on
キーボードのボタンを押すだけという
him through a
ことで
monitor
した。
on his desk,
具体的な指示は、
buttons to push,
ほ
how
ー。
long to push them, and in what order.
あ、もう手順書は用
This
意
is
され
what
てるみたいな
employee
感じなんだ。
427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
へー。
Stanley was happy.
これがあれ？俗に言うワーカー
And
ホリ
then
ック
one
ってや
day,
つ？
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
1時間ほどデスクに向かってましたが、へー。
Call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
倒産？
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid.
これはあれ？
Stanley
俗
found
に言う
himself
夜逃げ
unable
って
to
や
move
つ？
for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
ほーん。あ、こっから動かせる。ほー。あ、WAC で、いやー、動き早いな。あ、で、しかもなんか、ちょんって触ったら結構一歩がでかい。手取り足取りおじさんがお仕事をしてるね。なんかおじさんいる。怖い。ジャンプはできない。しゃがみはできる。しゃがみはできても、ここの下には潜れない。左クリックを押すと、なんかカチャカチャ音はするんだよね。ここの、なんか物ありそうな、レティクルないからあれなんだけど。ここら辺も特にないか。あ、二郎さん、今夜は、今、ザ・スタンリー・パラブルってゲームやってます。 社会科見学です。あ、ゆびささん、初見です。どうも、いらっしゃいませ。427。マジで誰もいない。てか、何？他のところはさ、窓与えられてるところと与えられてないところがあるの？へえ。しまった。ホラゲこれ。メモ帳？
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
ちょっと待って。ちょっと待って。あ、待って。お？いいのこれ。いいの？いけそう。落ちた。
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
なんかうんざりされてる。
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
こんなギャグにうんざりした？じゃあ、やつにしとこう。
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game.
エスケープキーを押すだけで好きな時にゲームをリスタートできますよ。ほらどうぞ、今すぐリスタートできます。
Now would also be an appropriate time to quit.
今からやめるですよ。この瞬間も次の瞬間もいつでもやめるです。
I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict
あ、
going on
てか
where you are literally
どこ振り向いてもさっきの窓があるわ。あったわ。
just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
お？なんか BGM 始まったけど。
There once was a man named Stanley.
これってエスケープ押しちゃダメ？
Considered so manly. But the truth
いや、グリッチしちゃった。でもグリッチって言ってるけど多分これ想定されてるよね。想定されてるのか。なんか語りが始まってる。あ、なんかボタン。あー、なるほど。これさ、白い文字読める？みんな。
And keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable.
いやー。
You too will become quite unbearable.
あは。これいつまで続くの？でも歩く音は聞こえる。ディズニー映画みたいな語り口調だね。いやー、もうすっごい白いよ。終わり？終わり？ああ、BGM 終わらない。あは。じゃあリスタートしようか、ちょっと。はい。ああ、こっからね。はいはいはい。
All of his co-workers were gone.
はい。
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked,
ああ、
he
ってこ
couldn't
とは
find a
こうい
trace
う
of
グ
his
リッ
co-workers.
チが今後あるってことなんだ。あれ？いけなくなってる？あれ？あれ、さっきどうやって行った？ いけたいけた。もう一回いけるんだ。へえ。まあ進めるか。へえ、ロビーがあって、ここはさすがにゴーストは書いてないんだね。でもそう、なんか個人のお部屋が設けられてる人と、こういう風なオープンな感じになってる人とで何が違うんだろう。パソコンは消せてもつけれないんだ。あ、ついてる。これ読めないな。なんかユーザーネーム消します。ここ登れる。えなんか入った。インプこれなんか入力すんの？グリッチっていうか隠し要素的な。はあ、なるほどね。
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
これは特に意味ないかな。キーボードを触れるってわけでもないし。わかんない。まあ、いいか。道は続いてるから。てか待って。このビル広くない？ビルなのかな？ここにとっては天井抜けてるし、怖っ。ほら。なんだっけ？あのゲーム。我がさっき冒頭で話すゲーム。四角なんか目の錯覚使ってパズル解いていくゲームのやつ。あそこの舞台裏みたいな壁がある。スタンリーは2つのドアの前に来ました。そして彼は左のドアに入りました。はーい。右も行けるじゃん。後ろは閉まってる。これどっち？なんかさ、多分正規ルートがある方じゃない方は先に探索して、で何もなかったらこっち戻ってきて正規ルートっていう風な攻略法をしたいんだけど、いいか。
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
なんか話は進んでる？でも待って。帰れない。なんで？
Just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
この自販機も見たことある。
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
いや、ちょっと何してんの？書類もこんなとこにあるし。へえ、社会ってそんなに会社ってそんなにずさんなの？ スタンリーは廊下の左にある最初のドアを通りました。ほう。待って待って待って待って。ポータルじゃん。ねえ、どうしよう。まあ、でも多分、こっち戻れば最初のところに帰れんでしょ。あ、転倒する。何の音何の音。今何時？普通に会社のお昼前って感じ？どうしよう。行くか。素通りし？いかにもなんか乗れって感じがするけど。乗るか。あ、お、ロード入った。わかんないわかんない。こっから戻るためには、こう来てこっから左だ。はーい。めちゃめちゃウキウキじゃん。は？あ？はい。時間どうぞ。上に戻りたいのに下っておかしくない？うん。てかここ戻ればいいじゃん。はーい。ほら、これとかも結構見覚えが。素通りと言われると通りたくなる人。いや、実はそう。
This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
なんかエヴァみたいな。
Back to who am I kidding?
ね
It's
これ。
all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
この数字
This
何？
time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top.
なに全然ついてきてない。はーい。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
これさっきどうやって行くんだっけ？なんかたまにスルって行けるんだけど。橋の字幕によかぶってる。はーい。よっ。こんぐらい？さっきの部屋番号か。へえ。ピー。消えてる。はいはい。
Wait, what?
なんか壁増えてない？壁じゃないドア。
Restarted the game over completely fresh. Everything should be. Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or?
モニターの部屋にいた時なんかいじったりしましたか？なんかしたっけ？
Was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then, it's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
でもここ行っちゃえばさっきのとこ帰れんじゃないの？え、こんな構造あったっけ？ここさ、まっすぐじゃない？こう行って、あ、なんか違う。あ、これ迷路？
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can
最
promise
悪
you
な冒
there
険だ。
definitely was
そん
a
な。
story here
え、
before.
帰ってきたんだけど。
Do we just
なんで？
to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
あ、なんか戻された。時刻は11時20分。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
はいはいはい。
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
あ、今度なんもなくなってる。ツンツルテン。
it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
ね、謎ゲ
Why
ーだ
don't we
ね
go。back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
あ、引き戻せって、はい。ここも天井開いてるしね。ピー。なんだろ
Aha!
う。あれ？
I knew we'd miss something. The story.
最初のグリッチしたとこなくない？あ？
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way
はい
and
はいはいはい
retrace our steps.
今来た道を引き返そう。なんか変わってる。
Now this. Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is
え、
this the
あ、
story?
ちゃんと木の足音する。
I can't quite recall, but I believe
戸棚
my
足
story
音だ。
took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten
Oh,
what we were
Lin-
supposed to be
レン
doing,
チなのあれ？
how
わかん
about
ない。
this? You win!
勝った。
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of
え
good work,
待
and
っ
it
て。
really paid off. So, good
わ
job.
からんぞ。
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some
え、
people
待って。
win fair and square.
これ
and
あれ？
this was not one of
我が
those situations.
よそ見っていうか、寄り道したなっつうこれ。わからんのだけど。
I have to restart.
はい、リスタート。はーい。えあ、なんか LINE 引かれてる。
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost,
The
I've
Stanley
employed the
Parable
help of
Adventure
the
Line.
Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just
Hi.
follow the line. How simple is that?
おえ
No, no,
Oh.
I'm done. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
あ、もう説明すること放棄しちゃった。てか、切ったな。こっち行っていいの？あ、こいつこれソリティアしない？ああ。これ上登れない？消せない？あ、ほらー、なんか見覚えある。で、
You see?
あ、ちゃん
The
と
line
ここ
knows where the
避けるように
story
も
is.
設計さ
It's
れてんだ
over
ね
in、this
線が。
direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
あ、はい。
Nope. Here's a
踏んでもいいじゃん。
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, Are we implying a journey such that a
おー、
destination
なん
is
か深いこと言
inevitably
ってるね。
conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
ここから帰ってきた。
Now we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
階段だ。
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence
なんか
rests
すごい
inside of your subjective experience
ぐねぐ
of
ね
this
してるけど。
office, is this
あ
office
ー、
in
すごい。
fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa.
あ、
Hang
出
on.
た。
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
学校の屋上みたいな感じになってる。
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit
音
of
楽流
music
さ
to
れるって
lighten the mood.
これ大丈夫？なんか法的な感じで。いやー、今これは我の頭の中だよ。何もわからん。 BG もでかいし。ん？時計でずれてるとかはないんだね。おおおおおお。あー、すごい。なんかサウンドボルテックス。あ、こっち道ある。ない。そうか。またやばい変なゲーム。別にこれまっすぐでもよくない？うん。で
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
シダ。
This fern will be very important
うわ、
later
出
in
た。
the story.
後の伏線ですとかいうやつ。
And remember
この
it
ホロで。
carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
はーん。そういうことしちゃうんだ。もう信用なくなったね、この人の。
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
帰ってきた。
No. Line. You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
ん？帰ってきたけど。あ、
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this
あ、
to
なんか
us
あそこ
after we
一個
trusted you? After
フライド
everything we've been through?
あげられてんの？
No, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it.
我なんだっけ？
Restart.
470いくつ？またラインがある。もう信用できるでしょこいつ。427か。
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure
何？
line. What's it ever done
どうすんだよ
for
こっから。
us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable.
これ
Why
さ
don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
こっちだって言われてもここのブリッジってできないんかな。これってああ来た来た来た来た。あ、小尺な。あ、でもここのいやーここのさなんか変な見えない壁がある。前回すんなり言ったのにな。まあいいや。うんやっぱなんか最初の
Yes,
週
this is exciting. Just me and
しか行
Stanley
けなかっ
forging
た
a
やつ
new
なんか
path,
な。
a new story. Well, it could be anything.
お、
What do you want our
ぐるぐ
story
る回る
to。be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
ぐるぐる回る。あ、違った。何？
Oh no, not you
あー、
again.
出た。
Stanley,
そん
I'd
な
also like to
壁
veto
ぶっ
the
壊して
line
くんの
from
この
having
線。
any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
あ、この線のことは無視すんだ。こんなぶち破ってるのこれ。お、 知らんとこ来た。
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here,
Cool.
the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
あ、
Okay.
回れって。
So I know
は
that
ーい。
each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere the place
で
where
も
we're
多分
trying
これ
to go,
この人が
there
喋り終
must
わ
be
るま
a
で
reverse door that leads here.
何も関係ないっしょ。
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask,
え、
will
なにな
taking
にな
the
に
right
なに
door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
え、なん
Come,
て
Stanley, our destiny awaits.
これは何、なんか翻訳がおかしいってこと？日本語がわからん。あ、なにこれ？
Hold up, what's this?
混乱変動？
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
へ
And
え。
we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
なんか死ぬとか書いてる。
That's really how all this
本
goes?
屋を見つける。
It's all determined?
へえ。
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?
今はどこ？あ、これか。スケジュールを見つける。
Simply because it's written here on this
で、
thing
リスタートして。
wall.
もうなんかまたネタバレされてないこれ。
Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be.
ゲームは自動的にリスタートす
I don't
る
want。the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Do it!
And the timer stopped. Does that
Oh.
mean did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The whatever it is that
何
made
これ
this
ってなんか
schedule?
社会科見学だと思ったんだけど、ホラゲだったこれ。
Will someone come?
なんか精神ホラゲみたいな。
So, okay. I guess now we just wait.
ため息つかないで。
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if
お、やっぱこれホラゲつまりこれルート分岐があるってこと？ルート分岐があって今のは混乱エンドだったっていう話で、今その混乱エンドに向かってのなんか道があるやんみたいなあれで話が進んでるってこと？まあある種こっちも混乱しとる。
what could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
あ、いけるいけるいける。
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration
さっ
and
きと変わら
realized
ん
it
か。
was part of the game's design all along.
これでここ入れば混乱エンドから抜け出せたりしない？ 11時20分。まあリスタートするとここに帰ってくんだ。
What could it mean?
こんなサクッとシーンにたどり着くゲームじゃないんだけどな。
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
でもあ、ほら
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
え、ちょっと
he entered the
素直に
door
行
on
こ
his left.
う。ほら
Yet there was not a single person
会議
there
室に
either.
誰もいませんでした。
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer
ね、これ。
there.
これは多分あれだね。これ中見ちゃっていいの？何書いてるかわかんないや。 まあ多分社会科見学だったら多分メモ取れって言われるやつだね。
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
うわ
boss's
ー、ここ
office.
下行きたいけど、ちょっと話が分かりやすいように上行こう。バスルーム？こっちか。
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once
上
again
司のオフィ
stunned
ス
to
でっ
discover not
か。
an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
え？
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
あー、なんか
And so the boss had
レティクル
assigned
で
it
きた。
an extra secret pin number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
あ、待って。
Stanley
忘れちゃった。
just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to input anything on the device was
あー、ありがとう、あり
useless
がとう。
since he could never possibly know the combination
ちゃ
was
んと律儀に教えてくるんだね。
5.
ほい。
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
わからん、わからん、わから
He
ん。
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
現れた通路？ああ。へえ。こんなさ、ビル、ハイドスポット。あ、待って、道ある。あ、でもこれで先生か。また下行くけどいいのこれ。待って待って待って。これって脱出できてるわけじゃないの？あのエンド。
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question.
自分の仕事について初めて疑問を持ったような、そんな感情は彼にもねよ。へ
It
え。
had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
え？
Stanley walked straight ahead
Oh.
through the large door that read
Mind Control
Control
Factory.
Facility.
エスケープ。ここでも卓を強いられんの？何マインドコントロールファクトリーって？洗脳？エスケープは出口でしょ？あ、でも多分ここの先行くとこの扉が閉まるな。こっちは？閉まる扉ないよね。
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of
あー、
this
でもなんか
hall,
死ぬって最後
of
書いてあったよ
course,
ね。
Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had
う
too
ん、まあ
much
とりあえずこっ
to
ち
live
か。
for.
あ、やっぱ閉まった。
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
さっきのモニタールームだ。で、あそこにあるんだ。へえ。あ、こういう感じになってたんだ。これ大丈夫？足壊れたりしない？ここで監視する人もいるんだ。
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
あれ？
Each
フライ
bore
ド
the
がい
number
ない。
of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and
こうや
Stanley, one of them,
で従業員が働いてるかどうかを監視してるんだ。
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true.
あ、待って、なんか一人フライトになってる。あげられてんのかな。
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
はーい。
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life
職場に洗脳された人間が自我を持ったみたいな。
Here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking.
これなんかボス部屋のところでこの感情をぶつけて倒すやつ。
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
マインドコントロール
Stanley
ステー
decided
トオ
that
フラ
this
イン。
machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once
この先行け
and
と
for all.
コントロールディセーブル繋がってない。あ、1、2があんのかな。ここの扉もありそう。オフライン。あ、これも押せる。でもこれ押せるだけでそんな意味はない？なんかここさ、アウトラストのオルライダー戦思い出す。やだな。やっぱこれホラゲー。あ、4だ、ここが。1、2押して、3がどっかにあるはず？ 3 こっち側かな。あ、3あった。で、4？ 社畜が、4押しても、てかなんか、ボタン押してもそんな意味ない？もしかしてこれ。わかんない。わかんない。で、ファクトリーパワー、あ、5ある。お、マインドコントロール、awaited input。6はないのかな。あ、でかい赤ボタン。ボタンじゃない、ライト？わかんない。いいか、先行こう。いやー、なんかでっかいモニター。なんかさ、この前 Amazon で見たんだけど、こういうなんか、ぐるって、囲むタイプのモニターあるんだっけね。めっちゃ横長のやつ。システムパワー。
To put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
このシステムオンにしちゃうと、さっきの洗脳施設が再起動して、で、オフにすると解放されるってこと？あ、泥棒猫さん、今夜は、今ね、ザ・スタンリー・パラブルってゲームで今がすごい迷ってます。あ、そう、ワイドモニター、そうそうそうそう。ああいうのってさ、なんか何柄とかってあんのかな？どうしよう。まあ、解放されたよね。
darkness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
なになになにな
Was
に
it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments
お
away.
ー、光。
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay
あ、
unsolved.
デニス Hello, thank you for coming.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
あー、すごい、なんか
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all.
あー、すごい、なんかめっ
It was perhaps
ちゃ
the
緑。
only thing worth knowing.
なにこんなところで
Stanley
働かされ
stepped
たの？
through the open door.
ポータル2といいさ、どんなところに？
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin,
お
the feeling of liberation,
ー。
the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to
でも
happen.
なんかナレータ
And
ーさ、
Stanley
心なしか
was happy.
落ち着いてるよね。あ、脱出だもしかして。あ、実績解除、ビートザゲーム。スタンリーは幸せでした。あ、ってことは何？これ1個のエンド？お？あ、でもわからんぞ。これ、ローディングの先が。あー、まだ続く。
Already, this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he
ス
felt
タンリ
safe
ーは安
in,
全そうな
that
場
he
所を
would
見つけ
never
てから
leave
そ
it
こから
again
一生
in
離れ
his
ない
life.
決心しました。あ、もうクリアした後の感情がある？感情？記憶？わかんないわかんないわかんない。まあ、ここスルーするか。スルーする？はっ。ダジャレ。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the
ちょ、
door
一
on his left.
旦普通のあれやってみる。
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Huh.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
めっちゃ下行きたーい。でも下行ったらさ、結局あれじゃない？さっきのさ、道中曲がったところの下行くんじゃないの？うわ、赤い。12？ 車、初めて見る。
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be
あ
fired
ー、なるほど
for that.
ね
And。in such a competitive
でも
economy,
むしろこん
why
な
had
近
he
い。
taken that risk?
多
All
分
because
駐車
he
場だよね。
believed
車があ
everyone
るって
had
ことは。
vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe
Oh.
I am crazy.
でも事務所はあるんだ。事務所も自販機もある。
Out of existence in a single moment
あ、
for
エグ
no
ジット
reason at all.
出れる？
None of it made any logical
1、
sense.
2、B、4。
And as Stanley
めっちゃ
pondered
不安にな
this,
る。
he began to make other strange
時
observations.
計が全部違
For
う。
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
お、なんか
Why did doors
急に
close
見たいぞ。
automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
ただい
He
ま
just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled.
あ、
This is all a dream.
夢落ちえんだ、これは。
Relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy
あ、
after
でも待って、車のところがなくない？
to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I
ほら、
may as well
Umbrtone
enjoy this while
の
I'm
次
still
がこっちにな
lucid.
ってる。
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently
あ、
float above
地面
the
から
ground.
体が浮いて、あ、でも、
Then he imagined
怖い怖い
himself
怖い怖い。なになになにな
soaring
に
through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared.
あ、でも
It
暗。
was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he
こ
had
り
still not
ハウス
woken
ダ
up.
スト。
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of
Eh?
them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
うん、スタンリーの
Why
疑問
is
も、
there
我
a
の
voice
頭
in
の
my
疑問
head
も。
dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was
あー、
describing
ナ
itself
レ
being
ーター
considered
の
by
声が。
Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice
へえ。
describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that
こんな
of
現
course
実だったらやだ
this was
な。
not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take
指
responsibility?
なら責任を取る必要がないと
Stanley
信
is
じる
as
でしょう
awake
か。
right now as he's ever been in his life. Now hearing the voice
人生目覚めてる？
was quite
へ
a
え。
shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain beyond a doubt that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
あー、ダメ
This
だ。
voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was
お
in
ー、語り
control,
が。
that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
あー、寝るじゃん。
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the
夢
fresh
落ち？
air of a world
あ、現
outside
実
this
逃
one.
避？
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
いつも通りボ
Let
タン
me
を
go
押させて
back
くれ
to
頼
my
む。
job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will
絶
be
対
fine.
うまくいかないやつや。
I am okay.
まともじゃないやつや、それ。ほらみそ。
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
へえ、怖っ。
This is the story of a woman named
マ
Mariella.
リエラ？誰？
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of
え
work.
ええ
But
え
on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the
いや、
strange
考えずにそのまま
He
す
was
ぐ
obviously
救急車呼んで
crazy.
よ。
This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
あ、
And in that
狂っ
moment,
た
she
人
thought
間。
to herself how
へ
lucky
え
she。was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
え、なんかそれはそれ
Then
で
she
この
remembered
女
the
性
meeting
怖い
she
けど
had
ね。
scheduled for that day. The very important
狂
people
っ
whose
て倒れてる
impressions
人
of
間
her
を見て、
would
あ
affect
あ、
her
自分はまとも
career,
だな
and
ん
by
て。
extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
え、死体
And then
死ん
she
じゃってん
turned
の？
and ran.
え、死んじゃった。おかしくなっちゃったね。え、待って待って待って、なんか、よ、もう道が違うんだけど。え、待って、これ、どっからどこまでがあれなの？ 4。あれ？あ、もうこっからなってる。
Stanley came to a set of two open doors.
え
He
え
entered the door on his left.
ええ、左行くか。え、怖い怖い
Yet there was
怖い
not a
怖い。
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might find an aunt coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
え、で、これ下行くとさっきの変なエンドでしょ？うん、車がある。アートラスだったら多分こういうところに関連地じゃないや。電池が落ちてる。うん。じゃあとりあえず上行くか。はーい。
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number, 28. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible. He didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
あんまり早く尽きるとこれで遅延が入る。 RTA 向きではないね。意外とここを待つのが大事なのかもしれない。やっぱここ閉まるんだ。はーい。ドキドキ新社会人生活怖い。やだね、社会人。だって上司の部屋にさ、こんな隠し通路があって、地下の道があってさ、てか混乱エンドってどこ行ったの？うん。混乱エンド断ち切った？もしかして。
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
これさ、最後、オフにしたけどオンにしてみる？
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
はーい。とりあえずちょっと向こう行ってみようか。もう全部わかってるよ。
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
いて。我の部屋どこだろう？これ数字、変わる。427。ここだ。でもさ、部屋の間取り変わってたよね。で、しかも絶対あんな明るくないし。
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his
とりあえず最後のあそこまで行ってみようか。
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
はい、行きます。
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was
いや、次こそはね。
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
唐突なコントロールで笑う。あ、待って、さっきのコントロールじゃなくてコントロールって書いてあった？
But here's the proof. The heart of the operation.
若干日本語訳がガバかもしれん。お、こんな風だったのここ。
Or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another
で、
human
さっき
life.
ここオフだったからオン
Would
にしようか。
dismantle the
ほい。
control. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off.
あー、オンにしちゃダメだったらし
If
い。
you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do
え
much
ってし
better.
ょうがないじゃんね、ここに2択あ
I'm
ったら
afraid you
さ。
don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent.
例えば構成
Stanley
バーか。
suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is
緊急起爆
activated
システム？
without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes.
待って待って待って待って待って待
Now,
って。
this is making things a little more fun, isn't it,
ほ
Stanley?
らー、なん
It's
か
your
ポータルみたい
time
なや
to
つ始まった。
shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What
こ
a
れで
shame we have
123
so
が押した
little
りしない？
time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious
こんなのあっ
moments
たっ
each
け？
one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to
なん
start.
かここのおじさん怒らしちゃったみたい。
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
メイドの土産です
A
か？
moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you
教
exactly
えてくれる
what
って。
happened to them. I erased them. I turned off
私
the
が彼ら
machine
を消
and
しち
set
ゃっ
you
てたんです。
free.
へ
Of
ー。
course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons
あ
endlessly
ー、
and
もう
then
めちゃ
dying
めちゃ
alone.
激おこじゃん。
Other times, I
ごめんっ
let the
て。
office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this though,
ジャン
this
プでき
version
ない。
of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything
これっ
and
てなん
take
か押せん
back
の
the
かな？
control wrested away from you, it's quite rich.
あ、押せないんだ。
I hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be
こ
even
こ押せる？
better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
34秒しかない。
I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
お？
These are precious additional seconds.
あー、なんか延命されてる。
Grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it
あ、
that you
なんか
have no
黄色い
idea
ボ
where
タ
you're
ン？
going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer
なん
that
かあったっけ？
something in
黄
this
色いボタ
room
ンっ
was
て。
capable of turning it off?
これ？
I mean, look at you.
チャージ。
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this
走り
room.
回ってどうでもいいものをクリックしてる。
These colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this
全部読まれてる。
door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley?
まあ、
That
処理
this
無駄っ
video
てこと
game
か
can。be beaten? One solved? Do you have any idea
お、
what your
色変わっ
purpose
た
in。this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you.
ピー。
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
よいしょ。
You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're
あ
powerless.
ー
To see
は
you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
壊れちゃった。
You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
ははーん。
Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
あ、
That's
グ
30
ッバイ
seconds
文
you
が。
have
あ
left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
あ、ああ、ああ、ああ。
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you
Goodbye,
cling desperately
Dad.
to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice.
What about-
Make it count. or don't, it's all the same to me. All
大
part
変。
of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second
あ、
of
こ
your
の下ある。
inevitable life from
これ
the
どっから
moment
か
you
行けないか
fade
な。
in until the
あれね、
moment
ジャ
you
ンプ
say
できないんだよな。あ、すごいね。なんかさっきまでさ、めちゃめちゃ慌ててた人とは思えないぐらいに激おこだったね。鼻かみました。
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others.
なんか若干これ違うね。レイアウトを熟知していました。みんなはどこにいようと見つけるのは時間の問題でした。なんか若干違う。あのさ、こっち行っていい？向こうのさ、ルーム、
This room, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
こっちこっちこっちこっち。最初に見たここ。
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
何年も
5
前
years
に解
ago.
雇されなかったのが不思議なぐらいです。Do not jump。ジャンプしちゃいかんよってこと？
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this
向
time.
こうに道がある。
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Well, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that
わ、
I'm
マジかよって。
Give me a chance.
あは？なんか知らんとこ来
Now
た。
listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
赤いドアを通りました。待って、ここでも分岐出てくんの？ここはセキュリティカードかなんかないとダメなんだ。
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that
でも
isn't
ループしてる
here.
じゃん。
Running and
ねえ、
running
また。
and
お
running
い。
just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much
ど
happier
ういう
if we
構造し
just
てんの？
stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
暗。なんかまたついていけないぞ。
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here. No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this
私は
from
こっ
me.
から引き離さないでくれ。へえ。ないじゃん。あ、こういうこと？知ればいいってことか。
No!
生きてる。
Thank God you lived.
これで戻ったらなんて言うんだ
You
ろう。
worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
あ、すごい。綺麗。
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We
でも
If
死
we
にたい。
stop, Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no. What do you do? Do you just not believe me? What can I
もう
say
信
to
じて
convince
ないん
you?
だ。すごいなんか今度は下手に来るね。よいしょー。まだ来てる。
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that? My God. Is this really
そん
how
な
much
に
you
私のゲー
dislike
ムが
my
嫌いなの
game?
か。
You'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
ワーラ先輩ら何度も投げするほど。
Yourself to keep me from being happy?
ほ
Am
い
I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick
す
out
ご
of
い
it.
ね。
I don't know anymore.
でも多分これ落下ダメージの演算入ってないんじゃないの？
But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make
で
a
もなんか
choice
ぐちゃって
after
言
all.
ってるからダメージは入ってんのか。
Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
公園ぽ。うん。なるほどね。目たいて。あ、まだこっから帰ってくるんだ。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
ま
memo.
たリセットこれ。ちょっとさっきのさ、
When
青いと
Stanley
こ行っ
came
て
to
み
a
てい
set
い？
of two open, this was
でも
not
さ、
the
これ
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop
エン
by
ド
the
回
employee
収
lounge
すごくない？
first, just to admire it.
めちゃめちゃ量あるでし
The
ょ。
lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business,
だってここ
Stanley
で
took
さ、
the first open door on his left.
こう
Stanley
し
was
て
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
でも多分この先にも多分
Look, Stanley, I
道
think
があるんで
perhaps
しょ？
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the
いや
fact
ほら
is that the story has
道ある
been
もん向こ
about
う。てか
nothing
多分
but
なんなら
you
ここを降りようとする人は多分そんなおらんと思う。
someone you've been neglecting.
いやわからん。言うて多分
Someone you've
降りるな我も。
What?
う
Really?
わ、リ
I
ア
was
ル？
in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why? I
はーい
don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
これ
To
片っ
show
端
you
から
something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is
どっか行って
important.
みる？
Stanley walked through the red door.
はいレッドはあ
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley
すごいなんか
walked
赤い
through
ドアっ
the
てなんか
red door.
強調さあでも青いドアある。
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly
呆れられ
what's
た。
out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
おなんかある。
You see?
何これ？
There's nothing here. I haven't even
Shiro,
finished
ここ。
building this section of the map because
Ah,
you were
マップ
never
完成
supposed
して
to
る
be
んだ
here
っ
in
て。
the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it
あ
worth ruining the
あ開
entire
発用テ
story
クスチャ
I'd
ー。
written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and
どんな
unknowable
ゲームだったら
desires
満
of
足でした
yours.
か？
What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
車スキルツリ
Skill
ー。
trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what.
あまあ
Take
確か
a
にね。
stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
当てずっぽで
There we
新しい
go.
デザインよ。
A
おお
third
なんかすごい。
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
お
Go
ー
ahead,
行ってみるか。
Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay,
はい。
I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
これどっちなんだろう。こうだったらいいのかな。
Oh, well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain. Big steps we've made here today, Stanley. Here, Based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've
プレイレー
compiled
タ
a
ー
new
を基
version.
づい
And to be
て
perfectly
新しいバー
candid,
ジョンコ
I
ンパイ
think
ルし
I've
ました。
knocked it out of the
ほ
park with this one. Let's take a look.
う。え、あ、なんか若干変わってる。リーダーボード絶対こんなのチーだでしょ。まあなんか2秒でクリアできる人もいたり。あ、すごい量いる、すごい量いる。あ、this you。めちゃめちゃ遅いじゃん、あれ。なるほど。あ。え、そんなドアオープンしてたっけ ?9 万。まあいいや。
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through
あの
doors?
プレイヤーランキングが
Again,
ドアを
honest
歩いて、
answers, please.
通って歩き続けるモチベーションになりましたか？あ、今度こっち。
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
ほ
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
ー。ね、7時間プレイしてない、プレイしてない。今日初プレイだよ。
In this game, the
何これ？
baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire,
Uh-huh.
you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of
あ、
family life.
後ろ圧迫
I
感
think
や
the
ば。
art world will really take notice. But of course, the message
あ、
of the game
でもほ
only
ら、ちゃん
becomes
と
clear once you've been playing
申
it
し
for
上げ程度
about
の
4
オブジェクト
hours.
が
So
ある。
why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
いってらっしゃい。
You
Meow.
heartless bastard. Did you do it
めっ
because
ちゃ
you
鳴らせられ
hate
た。
babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't
やば。
think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going
ほら、
to
これは赤ちゃんだよ。
I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank
終わ
you
った
for playing. Your
なんだ
input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play
気
someone
晴ら
else's
しに
game?
誰か
Just to
他の
ease the
人が作っ
pain.
たゲームをプレイしませんか？
What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
え？どういうこと？うん。いやなんか終始置いてかれっぱなしなんだけど。Oh my
Well,
god!
Stanley, is this any better? At last,
ジ
the
ャン
one
プで
thing
きない
you
んだけど。
always desired.
は？
A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me
血
that,
管ゲー
Stanley.
か？
Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater
さんで私
artistic
は家を建築
purpose.
します。
Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
あ、
This will go here. No, here. And then...
作られてる作られてる。
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off,
やるやん。
it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it.
開かない。
Gaze upon
お
my
い、右
work
クリッ
of
クしても開かない
art
ぞ
and。feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself
ああ、
comfortable.
SE までマイクラなんやけど。え、これ中入ったら閉じ込められるんじゃないの？
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if...
ダイヤモンドで作り出
That's
そう。
it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
お、どこってる？あ、こっち？はーい。待って、これ BGM マイクラだ。
Oh my. It looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a
明かり
light?
欲しい。松明ください。 ち？あ、ほら、キノコも生えてる。あ、ほら、まだ土だ。F3 押したらさ、あ、さすがに座標まで出てこないか。
I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5.
あ、雲の鳴きの鳴き声した。マジの流用だよね。まあ多分売られてるってことはセーフなんでしょう、きっと。あ、ポータルじゃん。
Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired.
でも待って、これポータル2のベッドじゃないこれ。あれ？なんか普通の平たいベッドじゃなかったっけ？ポータル2って。じゃあポータルか。あ、ポータルがない。
It's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
あ、つかめる。
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble.
先行くじゃん。はーい。ただいま。え、めっちゃ壊してんじゃん。そう、だからサバゲーのフィールドっぽいね、ここ。あらららららららら。お、なんか。え？知らんとこ来た。ここはいつここは吹き抜けで、こっちに来ても吹き抜けか。ってことはさっきスポーンしたのがここだから423。あ、いかにも向こう行けみたいな。もうちょっと向こう探索したい。
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes.
鼻かみました。
There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
終わりは来るでしょう、もうすぐ。
I can wait.
あ、エスケープボタン押せる。あ、でもすぐロード入った。うん。ちょっと素直に従ってみる？でも素直に従った結果があれでしょ？洗脳施設爆発っていうか、するか、解き放たれて、わーいで終わり？
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
あれでしょ
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible.
青空見つけてわーいで終わりでしょ。
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten
でも
off
さ、
on the
赤
wrong
い道をさ、こう強調された後の
I
場所っ
realize
て
that investing in your trust in someone
どうなん
else
だろ
can be difficult, but the fact is
で、あ
that
と
the
さ、
story has been about nothing but you all this time.
オレンジの道を提供された後、オレンジの道じゃないところ行ったらどうなんだろう。
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero
やばいっ
consideration
て
for
この
others?
ゲーム。
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen
赤
carefully.
行
This
っ
is
たらなんだっ
important.
け。
Stanley walked through the red door.
いや、とりあえず
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
こっち行こう
Stanley
か。
walked through the red door.
で、なんか長いこと話されて、あ、でもこっちか。
Stanley, oh, thank God you are willing to listen
で
to
も
me.
これであれ
See
か
that I really have wanted you
お
to
う
be
神よって
happy
言
all
ってる
this
から
time. The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running
あ
and
ー、赤い
running
ドア
and
を通
running, just the
っ
way
た
you're
のと
doing
同
right
じ
now.
ルートに来たん
Don't
だ。
you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. I would
こっ
we
ちの
would
先の分
both
岐って
be
なんかあった
so
っけ。
much happier if we just stopped. And I think, well, I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
暗い。
What do we want? What are we looking for?
あー、これか。死ぬやつだ。じゃあちょっと待ってみようか。
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place,
Whoa.
Stanley, I think I feel happy.
で、なんか VRC や
I
ってみたい。
actually feel happy.
ね、笑ってんね。へー。でもこれ死ぬしかない？
No, wait. Where are you going?
やっぱ死ぬしかないか？
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay
死ぬか。
here. No. What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
大丈夫。努力も何もしない
You。heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this
Yeah,
isn't
just
getting through to you?
酔い止め防止のためにこういう動き方をします。
Please, no, Stanley,
Please,
let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
はい。
No!
このゲーム、数時間単位で待機されることで解放される道とかあるから辛いぞ。あー、それこそあれさっきのなんか、4時間赤ちゃん放置するとか、あれ本気でやったら開かれる道とかありそうだよ
Let's
ね。
go back. My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
あ、じゃ、あれだ、エスケープのとこ行ってない。
Or maybe you're just getting a
エ
kick
スケー
out
プ
of
行く
it.
か。
I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
ほい。
Is it
Da.
over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
てってってん。
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that.
出せ
This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to
出
wait.
せ
Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days.
何年
Had
も経った
years
の
gone
ガスする
by?
でしょ
He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit
そ
closer.
んな
Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
あ、反転した。なんか、リスポーンされて左クリックをめっちゃ連打したらさ、ドアに判定があって。ほら、これ。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
あれは1個のエンドあれこんなだったっけえええ違くないここでさ、あれじゃない部屋2つじゃないあれこんなだったっけ
Stanley came to a set of two open doors.
怖
He
い
entered
怖い
the
怖
door
い
on his
怖い
left.
エスケープで行こっか仕事中毒エンド的ななるほどね
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hope coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
このちょくちょくさ道中の道が変わってんのは何開くじゃん待ってこれ上か下かも選べんの下これでさ多分これあれでしょ社長用エレベーターみたいな感じなんじゃないの知らんけど長くねんわらはふざけんなよ
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now.
Okay,
Blah, blah,
well,
blah.
that's
Dark
interesting.
secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons.
Huh?
Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
適当やなさあエスケープのとこ行こっかなんか死ぬらしいけど
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the
はーい。
truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
長くない？
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
戻るか。戻ったら戻ったらセリフありそう。
But of course, Stanley thought better of it. Nope, realized
Still
he
on
simply
board
had
with
too
death.
much.
ナレーターの音が。なんかさ、癖でクソ2さ、V キー押すと、オートランできるんだけど、なんかこういう長いところ、とりあえず V 押しちゃ
At this
い
point,
たい
Stanley was
んだ
making
よ
a
ね。
conscious, concerted effort to walk
わ
forward
ざと分かってい
and
ながら
really
自
make
ら
confront his
の
death.
死へ進んでいきました。ああ、どんどん暗い。プシューン。あら、いいのこれ。死ぬ？わあ。え？
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
あ、
demise,
そう
it
いう
reflected
こ
that
と？
his life had been of no consequence
めっ
whatsoever.
ちゃ物理的なあれで死ぬね。
Bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his
て
death
か
was
こんなのが置いてある会社
from
何？
plugging the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this
まあ会社でもないか。
to his
もうなんかマインドコントロールっていうか、
Stanley.
そういう施設の一員みたいな。お、お、
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous
誰
metal
誰誰誰？
jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
お、お、お、お、お。え、
And yet it
No,
would
no,
be
no.
just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his
Lotus.
office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
え、なんか急に対抗馬が出てきた。え、なんかめっちゃ綺麗。
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the
何
same.
これ？あ、
Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead
Ah,
from the
layout.
moment he hit start?
おー、ここがあれだ。我の最初のスタート地点で、ここが脱出したところ。へー。この2つのドアはザ・スタンリー・パラブンデザインでもごく初期に固められた要素です。あー、なるほど。あー、キャビネットね。スタンリーコンピューター。額縁の絵。ザ・オフィス。ああ、こういうところとこういうところとこういうとこね。ボタン。あ、これ本当に意味なかったんだ、あれ。クレジット。え、終わり？あ、博物館みたいになってんだ。初期バージョンのメンテナンスルーム。へえ。ザ・オフィス。ピピッ。うん。 ポスオフィス。待って、これ知らない、これ知らない、これ知らない。これも知らない、これも知らない、これも知らない。あ、何テクスチャの話これ。一番最初がこうで、なんか、本棚用意して、床と壁を塗りましたみたいな。こっちも道ある。ソファー。アンダーグラウンド。へえ。待って、これ絶対近かったらなんかムービー進むやつ。まだ見たい、まだ見たい。フリーダムエンディング。あれが版のフリーダムエンディングの最初の形になったもんです。あれがフリーダムエンディングって言うんだ。へえ。これ十字入ってるからいけないや。なにこれ、なにこれ、なにこれ、なにこれ、知らん。初期バージョンのカウントダウンエンディングに登場したディスクの一つ。へえ。ベータ版のフリーダムエンディング。フリーダムエンディングに対して、なんか熱くない？モニタールームのエレベーターは、上がフリーダムで、下がカウントダウンというように。なるほど。で、ここの上下じゃなくて、オンオフにしたってことか。初期バージョンのカウントダウンルームもかっこよくない？でもあれか、これ真ん中が行きにくいみたいな感じでやめたんかな？わからんけど。なにこれ？ゲームデザインモックアップ。いやー、なんかこういうめたいところ。全部出してくれるじゃん。初期のラウンジ。あれこっちって多分。迷った。ミーティングルーム。なにこれ？これあれか、最初の扉2枚のところか。で、ベントもあんの？最初の鉄のドアに続く廊下は、プレイヤーがランドをプレイすることなので、重要なポイントになりました。結局これになったってことね。待って、最初のところどこ行った？これあれだ。変な木のやつじゃない？なにこれ、ゼンディング？これさ、全部のエンディング見てからの方がいい説ない？エスケープメニュー。一時期プレイヤーがメニューがリスタートした時だけ迎えられるエンディングがありました。へー。全部話してくれるじゃん。やばい、もうこういうの怖っ。トレーラー。へえ、新バージョン？さっきのところか。ちょっと待って。ここのさ、最初のところ、登った先ってどこ？ あー、なんかまた違うのがある。え、あー、なるほど。スタンリーが銃撃戦するエンドもあったってことか。なにこれ。うん。あ、トレーラー。うん。あ、で、こっちに来るんだ。え、うんだよね。うん。ん、 DY に出ないと別のエンディングになりました。なんかまた知らんエンディングもあるみたいだね。うん。あ、427もいろいろ改装されてんだってぐらいか。うん。じゃあちょっと多分 EXIT こっちの先行ったら多分終わりでしょ。向こうの暗いとこ行ってみよう。なんか話し声が聞こえたところ。ああ、今回使用されなかったテイクのボイスだって。はあ、まあどれ先行っちゃおうか。多分もう行ってないとこないよね。
Oh, look at these two.
ね、笑ってんね。
How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
でもこれもうオンをさ、オフにするしかなくない？
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
え、
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
あ、なんかスタンディとナレーターのカップリングが芽生えたかなと思ったけど、死んじゃった。終わり？あ、これ？深すぎる。深すぎて浅い割にはついていけない。うん。待って、あと何してない？
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
あと何してないんだ？
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
あそこの奥行ってな
Perhaps
い
he
や。
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
すごいね、なんか 内部構造を見
Stanley
た
was
後
so
の
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
このゲームなんか全然見
Look,
方が
Stanley,
違う
I
ね
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but
とりあえず
you
向こう行ってみよ
all this time.
う向こう行って
There's
ますでしょう
someone
か
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
私が頼んでるのは彼女のためです
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your
彼女
work
って誰
aside, to let her back
ス
into
タンリー
your
の妻
life.
それともさっきの
She's been waiting.
謎のナレーターわ
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To re-
え
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Huh.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
世界ほう
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
男のシーンついてのキーボード 8?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow.
Huh.
He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
9
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button.
彼ランチをしま
Now
す彼
he's
は家に
eating
帰りま
lunch.
す
Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
先は N 以外のやつをしてみようなまらんない
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
テレビを見るには2を押してくださいテレビどここれか
And so he began to fantasize
Ah,
about his
そんな。
own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers,
もしや
his
ここ。
boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished.
ボタンを
off
押す
the
たび
face
に
of
どんどん
the
自分の
earth.
オフィスに変わって
The
いく
thought
あの
excited
4
him
人なら
terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay
あ
behind
すごい
each
なん
door.
か
The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
ディナーの準備をしてる割にはなんかゲームが空想で進んでる
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
Uh-huh.
he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
あーなるほど
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no
あー
answer.
妻が
How could there
あほら
possibly
やっぱ4人ならデスク
In
に変わった
reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this. That in
何
this
が変わっ
world
た
he
今
can
度。
never
あ、
be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a
あ、絶
button,
対従わないようにな
do
って。
not do it.
でも押す。
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
なんか怒られた。
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley.
その点はスタンリーと同じですね。へ
I'll
へ
try
へ
once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time you'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
死んでください。
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a
あ
button.
あ、なるほどね。命令通りに動くんだったら、まあ、死んでくださいも命令通りにやってくれよみたいな感じ。ああ、またここの画面に帰ってきた。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it be? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
涙。もう花粉がひんどい。じゃあ今日こんぐらいするか。ちょっと深すぎて分かんなかった。多分この手のゲーム多分考察かなんかあるでしょきっと。ちょっと考察見てはえーって納
When Stanley
得して
came
お
to
き
a
ま
set
す。
of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
ナイスじゃないんじゃん。ミュートが遅れた。はい、じゃあまあ今日こんなもんかな。でもなんか楽しかった。いやなんかこういうさなんかめたいゲーム割と好きなんだよね。でなんかこう想定されてないようなところをなんか探すやつも好きっちゃ好きだけど、なんかこれも想定されてんだみたいな感じのやつも結構好き。それこそあれじゃない？なんかアンダーテールとかもさ割とこういう眺めたい感じっぽそうな類いそう。今日こんなもんかな。パート2。なんだっけ。そう告知。待ってね、自分のディスコードを確認します。なんかあったっけ？あれ？書いてない。そう。ゼアイズのゲームやります。続きだね。はい、じゃあそんじゃお疲れ様でした。見てくださってありがとうございます。バイバーイ。おっつやば。